Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. In this episode, we're going to go ahead and dive into Port Royal over here, which is probably, in my opinion anyway, the most different level in the entire game.
Wow!
This place is
kinda different.
something's up.
Organization 13?
Yes.
Only one way to find out.
And pretty much right out of the gate here, we have our first treasure chest in Port Royal, which is the naval map. It kind of fits with the theme a little bit, being a pirate port, kinda. But speaking of pirates and themes and stuff like that, or being a pirate-themed level, you would think there might be a little bit more treasure in this level than there normally would be, but as far as I know, there's not as much treasure in this level than there is, or maybe just as much as in every other level. But back there, I got a heart piece, and I believe that is actually the second to last heart piece in the game, and we'll be getting the final one sometime in this level, I believe.
Aztec treasure, eh?
Aye, and thanks to the curse put on it, we are neither among the living nor the dead.
Really? 'Cause you look like regular pirates to me.
But in the moonlight...
Whoa! Now I get what you were saying. Well, if you see two doofuses and a brat holding a keyblade, steer clear. They got a kind of magic that don't belong in this world, see? And nobody knows what it'll do to you, especially when the moon's showing what you really are.
A match for Barbossa, you say?
Hey!
See there? I knew it. Those are the punks I was telling you about.
Who are you calling punks? It's Sora, Donald, and Goofy to you, and don't you forget it.
That we won't, and we'll engrave it on your tombstone, to be sure.
Whoa, I like your style.
Men, half of you stay here and indulge these cullies. The rest, bring me that medallion.
Aye!
Aw, we only get to stomp on a few of you?
This fight is actually really similar to the Hades fight in the Olympus Coliseum because it's really fast.
It's no use. We can't beat them.
Aye, what do you expect?
You best be saying your prayers.
Hey, watch out, they can see you! Stay away from their magic!
What for?
Weren't you listening to me before?
Hey, Pete, thanks for the tip.
Hmm?
Now that the moon is shining on these pirates, we can finally hit them, which is actually a really cool mechanic that I like a lot. And it makes these pirate enemies almost called them Heartless. As far as I know, they're not really classified as Heartless. It makes these enemies fairly unique, to me anyway, simply because of that mechanic. Regardless of all that though, they are very easy. The only thing you really gotta worry about is that they can shoot you from far away, but there is a return fire reaction command that I didn't really get to demonstrate that kinda nullifies that damage just a little bit. Hey, this ain't over! If Pete's here, that must mean we have work to do. Yep, and that pirate captain looks pretty mean too. Man, I'd hate to see him turn into a Heartless. Well, we are here. Hey, maybe we can take a pirate ship out for a spin. Just kidding. Weren't those guys headed into town? Yeah, I think they were looking for treasure. And speaking of that, there actually are a lot of treasure chests in this town, but all we gotta do is run over here and probably get another cutscene, I would have to imagine.
Where are you taking me? Let me go! Ugh! Ugh! Ugh!
Elizabeth! Stop! What are they?
It's Piranhas! Watch out!
We'll deal with them. Go, take cover.
Now, I really wanted to use this fight to go ahead and show off Wisdom Form, which people have been requesting that I show off. Basically, it's a really high-level magic form that Sora can use. Not only does it shoot long range, I guess like these magic bolts or whatever, you can use magic really quickly, and also the kind of another advantage that you can have, or that you do have when you're Wisdom Form, is that you can scale around and run really quickly. That might not sound like an advantage, you know, necessarily, but eventually that ability will bleed over into our regular Sora and tower him up a little bit, but that was really just a basic fight right there. I'm not even really sure why they put that in there. Well done. My own fencing skills are not to be ashamed of, but I've never faced foes such as that before. You really think we're that good? Did you find your friend? I was too late, but I must rescue her. Would you help me?
Of course.
I'm Sora. This is Donald and Goofy. And I'm William Turner, but call me Will. Okay, Will, let's go. Right, we've got to get to the docks. Now, rather than offend a fairly large portion of my audience with a terrible British accent, I decided not to go that route, but to get up there to that edge piece, you have to not be Wisdom Form, of course, because regular Sora has high jump level 2, and Wisdom Form does not, so Wisdom Form can't even jump high enough to get that as far as I know. This area, though, the town, is full of these areas of trash or whatever that you have to get rid of if you want to find a lot of the treasure chests and that puzzle piece that I got right there that I said that Wisdom Form couldn't jump high enough to get. If you get rid of that trash pile before you get the puzzle piece, I believe, I don't know if they respawn eventually, but if you get rid of it before you get the puzzle piece, you actually have to be Valor Form to jump high enough to be able to get it. So I recommend getting the puzzle piece before you destroy anything in this town. But once you're done with this area that I'm in right now, you'll have 7 treasure chests, so that's one way you can check yourself to make sure you've got all the treasure chests if that's what you're trying to do. Might as well go ahead and try and fight this guy. Over there in the right, under that little pavilion or whatever, there is an area of darkness, and if those guys go into an area of darkness, you can't hit them, so make sure you fight them out in the light where they are able to be attacked.
We're too late.
Huh?
Those pirates kidnapped Miss Swan and took her to their ship. Now they've sailed, and I'll never be able to find her.
Then she's long gone. The Black Pearl is nigh uncatchable. Best find yourself another girl, mate.
You? What are you doing aboard the Interceptor? She's off limits to civilians.
Ah, fortunate that I'm going to commandeer her then. She'll make a fine pirate ship.
A pirate?
Captain Jack Sparrow, if you please.
Take me with you. Help me hunt down the Black Pearl and save Miss Swan. I got you out of that jail cell, Sparrow. Do this, and your debt's repaid.
You'll have to win fair lady's heart alone, mate. I see no profit in it for me.
Come on, Captain.
Are you sure you can sail her? All on your own?
You've a point there.
Thanks, Sparrow.
Captain Sparrow.
I'm Sora. This is Donald and Goofy.
I'm Will Turner.
That will be short for William, I imagine. No doubt name for your father, eh?
Yes.
Well then, Mr. Turner, you get us ready to make way. I've some effects to liberate.
Aye, aye. But hurry!
Naturally.
Sora?
You really want to be a pirate?
Of course not.
What do you make of this Will?
I don't know. We just met him.
I think my luck's about to change.
And here we get Jack in our party. I'm gonna leave him in and actually leave Goofy out for right now, but he has a lot of abilities that are related to treasure and stuff, as you can see, like draws and stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and put the protect belt that we got in the last episode on Sora and the defense boost that we got, I believe, in the last episode, and might as well go ahead and use the AP boosts while we're here. But in that last cutscene we just watched, I always got the feeling that Sora was awestruck by the fact that Jack was a pirate, and I thought that was a pretty cool reaction. But if we talk to Will here, we can get underway and watch more cutscenes.
You can release me. You have your trinket. I'm of no further value to you.
This is no trinket, Missy. This is cursed Aztec gold. One of 882 identical pieces they delivered in a stone chest to Cortez himself.
I hardly believe in ghost stories anymore, Captain Barbosa.
That's exactly what I thought. Buried on an island of dead, what cannot be found except for those who know where it is. Find it we did. There be the chest. Inside be the gold. And we took 'em all. We spent 'em and traded 'em and fritted 'em away on drink and food and pleasurable company. The more we gave 'em away, the more we came to realize the drink would not satisfy, and food turned to ash in our mouths. We are cursed men, Miss Turner. Compelled by greed we were, but now we are consumed by it.
How very sad for you.
There is one way we can end our curse. All the scattered pieces of the Aztec gold must be gathered and restored to the stone chest. And the blood of every soul who touched a piece of the treasure must be repaid. Miss Turner, for 10 years we've searched every league of these waters, every town and village, preying on sailors and settlers alike. 881 pieces we found, but despaired of ever finding the last. All those years, you've been safe in your bed, reading your pirate stories, dreaming of adventures in the high seas. We've endured torments worse than death itself. But now, thanks to ye, we have the final piece at last. When this medallion is restored to the chest, we'll be free to roam the seas as men. No longer will we be ghosts.
And the blood that's to be repaid?
That's why there's no sense to be killing you. Yet. You see, the moonlight shows us for what we really are. We're not among the living, and so we cannot die. But neither are we dead. I've suffered too long. You'd best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. For you see, tonight, you're in one.
The end of that scene right there where Barbosa drinks what I guess is wine was apparently enough in the United States to raise the rating of Kingdom Hearts 2 from E to E10 and up. I think on the back of the box it says like use of alcohol, and after I beat the game I just by chance I guess happened to look at the back of the box and saw that, and I was like, where in the game did they use alcohol? Apparently that was the one scene. Now that I'm playing through it again, I guess that's what they were referring to, and apparently that was enough to raise the rating. But I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. I feel like it might be a little bit short. I'm not exactly sure how long it is. But if I try and finish this level in one episode, the episode's going to be way too long. So I'm going to go ahead and split it up into 2 episodes. I want to thank you guys for watching this episode of Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. And I hope to see you guys back for the next episode.